welcome back, you beautiful fucks. It's me, Danny. I have been so behind. I apologize again. I should have uploaded this yesterday, but I did not get to. So it's going up today on a Monday, which is very unusual for me. So I apologize. I still have 2 videos coming out at the end of the week. So let's just move on past that. I apologize. Anyway, today's a great video. We're finally getting to talk about here on this channel the new wave of Playmates, Godzilla X Kong, the new Empire figures, because after a very long, not very long, it felt very long, but longer than I thought, hunt trying to find these, I was able to get my hands on a few of these. There's one more I'm still missing in terms of the first bunch of figures that came out. It's a 6-inch regular Skar King. I say regular because I have the 6-inch 2-pack version of him. But the regular version of him, that's the one I'm still hunting, and it's very hard to find at this point, at least in my area. But we're not talking about those today, though, so I still have a little bit of time before I get to him. Today, though, we are talking about the 3 11-inch giant figures. That's what they're calling them, the giant Godzillas, the giant Kong, and the giant Skar King. I said Godzilla's plural. There's no multiple Godzillas here. It's just one. I don't think they'd want to do another 11-inch regular Godzilla. They could, you know. Who am I to stop them? They could. I don't think they will, though. I think Godzilla Evolved is the only one they're going to do in terms of the scale. But I'm open to anything. I'd love to see a Shimo in this scale as well. Maybe even a Mothra. I just said that for reasons. And any other Titan, you know, in this movie or past movies. They should do an 11-inch Ghidorah from the 2019 movie. That would be awesome. I don't know what's stopping them. Anyway, there we have. We're looking at the back of the boxes. You saw there's a little bit of wording I showed a few seconds ago on the Kong box. You can read that if you want. I'll be honest, looking at this packaging, I'm not a fan of it. I don't like the, you know, it has this, you know, the purple and red color going on, and then it just has the yellow Monarch or yellow Monsterverse label slapped on it. I'm just not a huge fan of it. I kind of like what they were doing with you know, after the Godzilla vs. Kong wave, they transitioned into like the black and blue boxes that you saw, and that they did with the Rodan Titan Tech. All the Titan Techs had it, but now they're doing this. But I guess it's for the movie. Pointing at my thumb there, that little scar I had. Not really a scar, just dried blood under my skin. It's gone, thank God. I'm healing. Wasn't even a big deal. It just needed to heal on its own. Anyway, we saw the 3 figures. Let's take a closer look. Here is Godzilla Evolved. I got this guy on Target's website. Someone posted online. They said to order these now. They're on their website, and I did. I picked it up in store because the store I went to go pick it up, they didn't have them on the shelves, but they had it in stock in the back. So that made it very easy, which is very nice. And this figure, it's good. You can look at some of the moving points, the articulation, if you will, if you're into that. The legs, the ankles kind of swivel. The tail, you'll see in a second, also is on a ball joint, and it gives it a little bit of mobility. And the arms move, of course, just at the shoulder, and the mouth moves. So that has its usual typical points of articulation. A little bit more than what you'd see in a Movie Monster Series figure, but not much more than that. One gripe I have about these 11-inch figures, which is not a huge deal, it's more of a nitpick, but you can see the screw holes on them because they're so big. It is what it is. Like I said, it's not a huge deal, especially how I usually display these on the shelf. So, but it's one little turn off. You know, he has one good side and one side that, you know, you can't really show off unless you like the appearance of your figure with screw holes on it. It gives it a good industrial look, very unique. It's almost like it's like someone screwed his skin onto him. So if you like that kind of body horror, then that's for you right there. But if you're like me, then you only like the other side. His fins are really cool. I like this. I don't like the blue, but I feel like it's more Playmates doing their own color scheme here. He does not look that kind of color in the movie, at least what we've seen so far. But the paint job on the eyes on the 11-inch figure is definitely better than what you'll see on the 6-inch figure whenever I do a video on those. That should be next, honestly. Yeah, maybe it's because it's There's a little bit more space so they can get in there, whereas the 6-inch, the eye socket is a little bit smaller, but oh my god, that eye. But it looks good there. But I like this figure. I was very happy with it. This one I've seen a few times on store shelves now, so this one will probably be one of the easier ones to find over time. But definitely like it. Here we have the 11-inch Kong with the Beast glove, I think is called. I kind of forget. This is the first 11-inch one I found. I got it at a Walmart. I had to do the dreadful thing, at least dreadful for me, which is ask an associate because I hate bothering them, especially over toys. Kong's feet are hollow. So I had to do it, but he was very kind. He was a very cool dude, and he got this for me, and I really appreciate it. Kong has a screw hole in his butt. That was intentional by the designers. I know it was. They probably thought it was funny. They showed it off to their colleagues. They all had a good laugh at our expense. Just kidding. But there's a screw hole in his butt crack. So Kong has a booty hole confirmed. He has the scars on the chest. There's his glove. I want to see how it works in the movie. It's pretty cool. I don't think it's like far-fetched to think Monarch would start supplying the Titans that are on our side with some kind of equipment, you know, because these guys are fighting the battles that we can't. We should probably like help them out a bit in terms of providing equipment. You know, I'd rather them do this than, you know, I think I've talked about my gripes before when it comes to the Monsterverse, especially when it comes to humans interfering with fights. I like to watch like the Titans handle the fights on their own, with the humans kind of assisting off to the side. I didn't like in Godzilla vs. Kong almost died to a Warbat, and if it wasn't for the humans shooting the missiles at the Warbat, he probably would have died. It's one little nitpick. You might disagree, and that's totally fine. That's just me. I would have preferred to watch Kong somehow, you know, use his brain, his tactics, his experience to get out of that situation. But he still technically finished the fight on his own, so I'll give him that. But I like this idea of like humans are like, hey, we can't really fight these fights, but we're gonna help out, you know, Godzilla and Kong and any other Titans that are on our side. We'll help them out. We'll give them some equipment. You know, we can do that. So that's a cool idea in my book, and we'll see how it's executed in the movie. I didn't really talk much. That figure's really cool. It has cool points of articulation. Highly recommend it. Another one that will be easy to find. Moving on to this guy. If you saw my hand when we first entered this clip here, that was me kind of saying, like, I don't know how I feel about this figure. It's cool to have him. It's my first Skar King figure that I got. I got this at a Target. I scored really well at a Target not too long ago. I think I talked about this in my last video where I just went in, they had a whole bunch of figures, and this is one of them I got. And I was very happy to finally have Skar King, the 11-inch one. But I think it's more Playmates and their design. I don't think it's doing this character, this Titan, justice. I think his face is just weird, and it doesn't even look like the face you see in the trailer. It looks very off. But again, it's Playmates. This is a kid's toy, so that could be why. But we also have to see more of him. We'll see how he looks in the movie. But it's a little wonky to me. And I'm not a huge fan of some of that paint that he has, that war paint. Like, it looks fine on the face, I think, but on his hands it looks a little weird. But we'll see what the point is. It's kind of weird on his body, too, like his abdomen area and his chest. It looks like they have some going down, like striping diagonally, maybe? Or is that just like a fur pattern? I can't tell. It's a little weird. Here's the Whiplash. I don't know if this version of the Whiplash can be detached in terms of him holding it. I think maybe, but like anytime I try to pull it, it feels really snug in there. I already cut the little rubber band that was on it, but it just seems a little too tight. I don't want to break it, so I just kind of leave it alone. But it would be nice to put the Whiplash in his hand. He looks cool without it too. Looks more like a normal Titan without a bandolier or a weapon across his chest. But I'll display it with the Whiplash. But it's a good figure. Similar points of articulation to Kong. Not that I mentioned any because I was kind of rambling in that last section, but he actually has a ball joint right there on his torso, which is really cool. But I think it's so he can kind of like crouch a little bit or slant over. it kind of makes it a little weird to stand up to. Not so much that joint, but like his top. If you look at his proportions, he can be a little hard to stand up. He's a little top heavy, if you will. I know I'm kind of all over the place right now, but apologies. It's a good figure. It's just, again, a Playmates design. I don't think it's doing him too much justice, and a little hard to stand up. I got him stand up there. That's fine. It's not impossible, but it can, depending how you have him posed, it might be a little hard. But all in all, it's a good figure. I like it. And if you can let me know, can the whiplash come undone so I can let him hold it? Let me know before I break it. But I'd imagine if it says on the box it comes with the whiplash, like Skar King with whiplash. I'd imagine like it's meant to be detached. I don't see why not. I don't know. Oh, almost fell right there. Would have been sad. Would have been tragic. So, yeah, gets a thumbs up. Gets a pass. Good figure. Only 25 bucks each. We're doing a size comparison to Optimus Prime. That scales perfectly. Just kidding. But what if we were to scale this with Shadow the Hedgehog Eraser from Dave & Buster's? It just collapsed. These all scale perfectly. Look at that. That's totally how it would look in real life if this was some Fortnite level crossover. Anyway, do you guys think Godzilla and Kong will be in Fortnite? I do. Jesus. That'll be the day. Anyway, guys, that's it for today's video. Again, I apologize for the wait for these uploads. We'll get back to normal. Let me know if you're finding these figures in your area. I know, like I said, it has been... My Walmarts have been, like, nothing on the shelves. I usually have to ask, so it's a little hard. My Targets, though, are getting them now. They all have them in my area. So, the hunt continues for 6-inch Skar King. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Next, we will be talking about some of the 6-inch figures, and then some of the 2-packs. So, until then, I hope you all take care. Reach out to me on Instagram, and I'll see you all next time.